And it says we are live.
Words I always love to hear.
Live.
Me and Jimmy have not gotten a divorce yet.
Not yet. We haven't figured out what to do with the children.
Haven't figured out how we haven't figured out how to get the printers split up equally yet.
No, we're cool, man. We're cool.
I know. I'm just teasing with everybody. After I forget if I don't think I used the clip where I'm getting out of the car and when we're in the car, we're up to Jeff's house and you're like, yeah, I think Kevin wants a divorce by now. And I'm like practically like climbing out the window, just like I need to get out of this thing.
Oh man.
That was a heck of a road trip.
Getting there was the worst.
That was bad.
I honestly didn't consider that the traffic would be that bad on Saturday. I thought most of it would be on Friday night
or Sunday morning.
But looking back at it, with Monday being equivalent to being Sunday, it makes sense that all the traffic was on Saturday. Well, it looks like we got Wellbot in the house. We've got King Random. We've got Zip Cord. How you doing, my friend? Heather's Builds. How you doing, Heather? Thank you guys for joining us. I sure appreciate it. We lived. We made it back home safely.
That was insane. I was at the orthodontist earlier today, and it was hilarious because I was telling my student provider over there, I'm like, yeah, I literally drove with a friend to Vegas pretty much like for almost 12 hours coming from Salinas, which shaves off about 2 hours, to be in a friend's live stream to literally just go right back home the next day. And she's like, man, that's crazy. I'm like, we're the only crazy people that did it. And one of the other helpers that was in the area was like, wait, you guys drove all that way to do that? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, that must have been awesome. Did your friend appreciate it? We're like, oh, darn right he did.
I hope so.
I think so. Let's just put it this way. For all the frustrations and all the mental anguish that we went through at times, it's all those great moments that were on and off camera, in the car, out of the car, that just made it worth it. You know, it was brutal, but it was still fun.
Yes, it was. I'd do it again really, really, really quick.
I'd probably just not pack as much stuff so one of us could actually sleep in the back of the car like the original plan was, but you throw a drone in a backpack and 5 bags with the gear and crap in there and oops, there's no room.
Exactly.
And a giant cooler to store like 2 jugs of juice, you know, it's great.
Actually, I think it'd be best probably if a person just rented a minivan.
Yeah. My niece would have thanked me because when I went to bed in the camper that night, man, my niece felt like you were holding a blowtorch to them. They were not happy with being like this in the front seat of the car. Nothing against your car. It's just a lot of cars. It's very hard for me to get good leg room. I'm so used to my Honda where I can literally just like stretch my legs out fully. And it's like, yeah. Getting other cars and it's like, hi, welcome to Budget Airlines.
King Random says, Calvin, per the hangover, but did you die?
No, we didn't do anything that crazy.
Oh, man. Wellbot saying, how's the back recovering, Jimmy? Back's doing better. It's still not 100% yet, but it's definitely better than it was. It's not hurting near as bad. Thank you very much for asking.
So if anybody's wondering, Jimmy literally hurt his back the day before we were supposed to get on the road. So if he looked a little bit uncomfortable on camera, poor dude was sitting in a car forever and then had to go do a live stream while in a fair bit of pain and popping ibuprofen like they were candy.
I was too, wasn't I?
like every half hour, hey, Beth, can I have some more ibuprofen?
Where was that curb at where there's like a 45-degree angle and I stepped wrong on it?
That was at the Carl's Jr. the morning we were going to go do the show. We're all half fumbling out of the car, and then you got us to, why do they have a 45-degree on the curbs in Vegas?
That, I kid you not, the curb, instead of being like like a 90-degree angle that most curbs are, it was at a 45-degree angle. I went to step on it. I wasn't expecting it to be like that. And threw my back out again.
It was a bad morning for Jimmy.
You can feel the muscle in my back just go.
Oh, man.
Let's see here. Jeffrey DeRusso's in the house. Look in the shadows. We have Paul Cumber in the house. Happy New Year, my friend. Thank you very much for joining us. Heather says, Calvin, how is it that your hair looks even more nuts than it did this weekend?
Because I took a shower yesterday and I didn't put any hair gel in, and it's been kind of cold and damp, so I've been getting a natural perm.
There's something that needs to be taken care of, Calvin. Okay, we were going to go and get haircuts, honestly, and we just completely ran out of time. I mean, there was just absolutely no time at all to do it.
I mean, we didn't leave Vegas. By the time we got done with getting to Jeff's, shooting the show, piling in the minivan, going to Denny's, getting to the monorail, buying the tickets for the monorail, getting on the monorail, riding the monorail, getting back in the van, going back to Jeff's house, saying bye, finally getting on the road, kicking me out at Home Depot so I could buy some stuff while he ran to get gas, and then finally getting on the road again. It was what, like after 4 at least?
It was like 4:05, I think, whenever we left. Because I think I text Jeff at 4:20. 4:20. So we were in Jean, Nevada at that point. So we were getting close to Prem.
Because I called you outside the Home Depot at just about 4:10 because I just checked my call history to say I was all done.
Oh.
So just to kind of get but it still took us a while to get onto the freeway.
Yeah. Because we had to hit Tropicana, and then that took us out to the 15 and then shot right straight out.
Yeah, but thank God on the way back there was like zero traffic going out. It was glorious.
So we have the handy outdoor nerd in the house. Thank you very much for joining. Is the G-Tech E180 3D printer a good buy? It's a good buy, but at the same time, with some of the sales that have been going on Amazon, the Monoprice Select Mini version 2 has been actually a little bit less in cost, and it has a heated build plate. So it's one of those, got a touchscreen on the E180. You've got where if there's a power failure or whatever, you can restart the print without having to toss the old one. There's a lot of pluses on the E180, but at the same time, if you're looking for a heated build plate and everything, Monoprice right now might be the better of the two as far as cost.
What's the max temp on the E180?
I think they just increased it. I think now it goes up to about 150 or to 250 Celsius.
Okay, because I was going to ask, because depending upon what you plan on printing, if you just want to do PLA only, the MP Select Mini would probably be better. But if you want to do anything that requires a heated bed like PETG, ABS, lots of other stuff, then you're definitely going to want the E180 to do, that sort of thing. Because it's great if it can go really hot, but if you can't use materials that require a heated bed, you're kind of toast on it. The extra heat's kind of useless.
Jeffrey DeRusso is asking, what are the racks behind me? These are Home Depot specials. They're the, I used to have the box in here. I tossed the boxes recently. Actually, I think I might have one more box. Hang on. Take it, Calvin.
Jimmy always has one more box.
Nope, I don't have it. Rats. I thought I still had one more box left, but I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
Bad Jimmy.
Anyway, they I want to say they were on sale for $79.99 over at Home Depot. They're what, 6 foot? No, they're 4 foot, aren't they? Yeah, I think they're 4 foot shelves, but they're pretty good. They're not the Baker rack type. They're the type that just, it's got the rails and then the shelves just slip down into them. There's actually the front piece, and two sides, and then the back piece. They just clip into it, and it's got like this. I don't think you can see. Well, you can see it down here on this one, right back here. It's like a wire-looking type stuff for the shelf.
Yeah, those shelves remind me, they're not exactly the same as the ones my old job had for material storage, but if you look around, you might be able to find things like that relatively cheaply, and also check around to see if there's any clearances on them. Check online. You never know, but definitely there's something that's nice to have. If I had the space, I'd have some, but I don't.
Heather says all the frizziness.
Going for that Rob Ross look. And today we're going to paint some happy trees in this corner, and we're going to paint a happy little lake right here.
Next time I see you.
You seriously need to put hashtag RIP headphone users or hashtag ASMR video.
Seriously, I'm gonna come up there in the next week or so, and we're getting haircuts.
Okay.
We got to give the subscribers what they want. A haircut.
I specify the length though.
Well, I expect it to be at least that much shorter.
It will be at least that much shorter. No. No. No.
The length of a Gary Nana baked potato.
No.
Let's see. Did we catch up with the chat here? Or no, I guess not.
Heck no. They're blowing way past us as always. So I'm just like,
thing. Jeffrey thought he was going to see you with no hair.
Nope, no such luck.
My Aunt Nancy says you could have skipped Denny's. No, we can't skip Denny's. That's like the best part. No, actually, we stopped off. Jeffrey and Heather, the original plan was to take us out to dinner, but we kind of messed that up because we went and we paid for it. It was only right. I mean, it's only right that we bought them dinner for what all was going on.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you guys missed it. It was hilarious. Jimmy was all like, I got the check. And Jeff's like, no, 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 no. And they started bickering like 5-year-olds. It was hilarious.
Okay, so they took us out to this place. What was it called? It was called Hash House Go-Go.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh my goodness, it was awesome.
And now you guys
can see Jeffrey's in the house. How you doing, Jeffrey? Print 3D channel.
Now you guys can assume me without any hair on my head.
Hey, now that's the look you need right there. That's it.
My Haas hat on.
We're gonna get you a normal haircut.
Just for you guys, I'm gonna do this for about 5 minutes until it becomes uncomfortable.
Okay, Jeffrey DeRusso says the motor price goes up to 270 degrees. Hey, that's even better. Hey, we have 3D Maker Noob in the house. How you doing, Joe? Thank you for joining.
The only, like I said, though, the only problem with that is if you don't have a heated bed, it's kind of pointless for high temp stuff. So,
well, the motor price does go up to 270, and it does have a heated bed. The version 2.
It does?
Yeah, version 2.
Oh, okay. Mind you, I only am familiar with the V1. I don't own any of the machines mentioned, so I'm just going off old memory, that's all.
Eddie Moiser said he'll pay the gas.
For what?
I need to go to Vegas again.
Maybe I'll fly out and drive back.
Okay, Joe says if Calvin was in Malta last weekend, I'd be filming him flying away on my drones. Oh, okay. So he's got drones?
Yeah, he's got a fair number of them. King
Really?
Random was asking him what let me see, where's the thing? It was really funny. So King Random asks Joe, where did it go? Crap. He was asking him like what he's gonna do with like, I forget how many. Oh, he goes, so I made 3D Maker Noob. What are you gonna do with 9 drones? Fly them all.
Dude, that's awesome.
I own 2 drones technically. One really tiny one and one the big one that didn't get flown in Vegas.
The only drone I have is one of those what's it called? A Hatson, or where the little Hobson, or where the little drone is. It has a little camera on it, and I couldn't get the thing to stay at roof level. The thing will either go flying up or it'll just drop. It will not just hover, no matter what I do with it. Eventually, I want to get a drone, but I want to get one that's decent. Zipcord says you're the only guy he knows that needs anesthesia for a haircut.
Always count on my dad to make some really great comment. Probably sitting there typing out some nasty text right now, like, watch it.
Joe says, fly them, crash them, test different 3D printed frames. That's awesome.
I like that idea.
I'll tell you, somebody's really put them through the trial. That's Daniel Norey. Have you seen some of those videos with that the 3D printer ones that he's got?
Those are fun. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do a loop, and then I'm just gonna keep it in a loop, and then take full throttle, just go boom, and then walk over and go.
Still works.
Oh, it still works. Okay.
Print 3D Channel says, and that was very awesome of you too, Jimmy. Can't thank you enough. We can't thank you enough. I mean, the fact that you took and hung into it for 365 days deserves somebody coming and recognizing it. That
it deserved us rolling in the car for, in my case, 13 hours because of the 2 hours it took me to get down to your place to sit in the car for 15 minutes because I showed up too early. You know.
So how come I watched your video and you're talking about those peanut butter jelly sandwiches, but yeah, I didn't hear about peanut butter jelly sandwiches until we were in Vegas.
Because I didn't want you digging into the trunk going, ooh, and just like eat them all.
Okay, so I watched this video, right? In his video, he goes to the market, he gets the peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and he's talking about how he's got peanut butter jelly sandwiches that will keep Jimmy and Beth and him going to Vegas. And I don't hear about it until we're in Vegas that he's got peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Would have been an important fact to know.
Sorry. when you're awake, like when you get like 4 hours of sleep, you get a little forgetful.
Zipcord Calvin looks like a millennial UPS driver.
At least they don't look like that British guy that would always drop our packages off for like years on end.
Oh, man. Paul says he's got the Monoprice Select Mini 3D printer version 1. That's awesome. Oh, my chat just jumped.
Oh, there's a lot of good stuff.
I think we're almost caught up here. Let's see.
Eddie says he really wants the Karma drone from GoPro.
What's that?
Eddie says he really likes the GoPro Karma drone.
Oh, really? I've never seen that one.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've heard mixed reviews on it, but I think like a lot of things, it really boils down to personal use experience following the manual. And yes, I do understand there are things that slip through the cracks that have issues, but you know.
I see Mitch 3D's in the house. Thank you for joining. King Random, how many times did you ask Jimmy Shaw's Tidbits, are we there yet? He actually asked that probably about 10 or 15 times on the way there.
The best part is we get to the California-Nevada border, and mind you, I think the only time I'd been in Vegas was long time ago when I was a kid. And I had no clue that you still had to drive about like an hour or two from the border to get to the outskirts of Vegas. So I see, what is it, Prim, like right on the border, and I'm all like, and we're not even in Nevada yet. I'm like, oh, so is that Vegas out there? And Jimmy's like, nope, that's Prim. Cruising down the road, see like another little town. No, that's not Vegas, Calvin. Cruises down the road a little more. You see that off in the distance? That's Vegas. Oh.
And I'm like, okay, so you see Vegas right now, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, it looks like we're going to be there in a few minutes, right? He goes, yeah. I said, we won't be. It's going to be at least another 30 minutes before we get there.
Sure enough, we're cruising in and get all the billboards for the hot Australian guys that Beth was going googly-eyed over.
Yeah, she's like, I want to see the Thunder Down Under.
That just sounds so wrong.
I said, no, Angus is over in Australia right now. He's not here. Oh, man. You remember that one, don't you?
It was one of those moments that I wish got filmed for the video, but never did. It was just perfect. And then we start talking about how we met him at Maker Faire and how Beth thinks he's so awesome. And oh, it was great.
Well, boss says we don't want to see his thunder. Trust me.
Yes, I actually got a photo of the ZZYYXX road. That was funny because Heather's like, where are you guys at? I'm like, oh, we're just cruising by ZZYYXX road. She goes, don't drive that. It's haunted. I'm like, we're not even getting off. There's too much traffic anyways. We're not going to be like those meerkat guys on the side of the freeway whose bladders got full.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was an awesome trip, though, man. We definitely need to do it again, but next time we do it, we need to have more time.
Oh yeah,
that was just too rushed. But at the same time, it was a necessary thing, though. That needed to be done.
I think it was definitely fun for me. Who's not, when I say the Vegas type, I don't drink, I don't gamble, I don't go to shows, don't do anything like that. It was still cool to go down there and just experience it, to say that I've been to Vegas before, not like, oh, I've been to Vegas in the airport before, and say that, I've seen a little bit of the Strip and things like that. But yeah, there was definitely, it was interesting because in one sense it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but not in a bad way. I had visions of it being just like this crazy place, and in reality it actually was a lot more, at least from what I saw, more tame than I had visions of, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're not telling everybody all about the lap dances you got and everything. I'm joking. He didn't get lap dances.
We literally, all we did is we drove in the car forever, got to Jeff's house, said hi, jumped back in the car, went to our not so great hotel, dumped everything off, then waited to get picked up for dinner, went to dinner, then got kicked off, then went to try and ride the monorail, which didn't turn out. Then we got kicked off back at the hotel, went to bed, woke up. You threw your back out again at Carl's Jr. at the stupid sidewalk, filmed the show, went back to the Strip, did the monorail, went back in the car, and drove home. So literally that is all the trip was. And we figure between your car and Jeff's van, we probably spent more time in a car than we did in Vegas, like, period.
We did.
It was insane.
that we did. If we do it again, though, we need to go. We just need to have like at least one extra day.
Yeah.
Just go there and decompress.
Yeah, definitely. And it sounds like there's a lot of cool stuff to do outside of there, kind of like that park that you and Jeff went to and things like that.
I mean, that place is awesome. I mean, if I was really hoping that we could have got there for you to fly your drone because right down the road from that, that would have been really cool to have seen that. Poor Calvin took his drone, never even got to pop the battery in it.
You know what? It was when I put it together really fast, it was like, you know what? If there's space in the car, I want to throw it in there just in case. Because I had visions of us making like great time out there. We were going to go fly a little bit along ZZYYXX Road or at that old abandoned water park that's being torn down. Or, you know, there might be like some really weird roadside thing that was just like worth stopping for 10 minutes to go and, you know, fly the drone and go do that thing and then, you know, jump back in the car and get on our way. But you know what? At the same time, it's probably for the better because it gives me more time to work on it, actually get it flying better. Not that it wouldn't fly good, but, you know, have some more time to work on it. So it really wasn't, when it didn't work out, yes, it was a little bit of a bummer, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? No big deal. You know, I didn't have major plans for it, but it was like, I wanted to bring it just in case, but because I knew if I didn't, I'd regret it. But at the same time, when it didn't work out, I was like, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, Zipcord's saying that may come as a surprise to you guys, but there are these things called planes. Yeah, that's true. The only thing is, in gas, it was what, about $105 in gas for all of us to travel there. There's no way we could have done that. We got plane tickets both ways for three people for $105.
Yeah, we'll throw the hotel room in there as well.
Yeah, the hotel room was 151.
You know, so split that amongst three people, and then the gas money. It's pretty.
That's pretty one plane ticket.
Just for kicks, though, I'm looking at plane tickets. You know, kind of like, we'll just say Friday the 26th from Oakland, which is near me, to Vegas, just for kicks on how much it is. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take a 5:35 a.m. flight out of Oakland that gets you into Vegas at 7 in the morning, it's only $61 on Southwest.
Yeah, but that's also not on a holiday weekend, too.
No, definitely not. But then the other flights are a minimum 116, 136, and 110. So that's obviously flying on a very short time frame. If you have time to plan it in advance, you can definitely get a cheap flight. But yeah, even in that case, I mean, if it's one person doing it, flying is more economical. But yeah, for multiple people, splitting the gas money 2 or 3 ways, actually it takes longer, but it's actually theoretically a little bit cheaper. And then you also have your car. You don't have to get a dang rental car, an Uber or something, which is
that's true
with the price.
Jeffrey's asking what this box is. That's a tarantula.
Because Jeff likes spiders.
No, this is Jeffrey DeRusso.
Yeah, I know, but the other Jeff doesn't like spiders.
Yeah, he's got one in his closet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't see it, did you?
I don't have one in my closet, Jimmy. That's not fair. I need a spider in my closet.
Now you know why Jeff's so afraid of spiders.
Nah.
Have one of those.
I still would love to have one printer called Cat and one printer called Spider, spelled SPYDAR, and then be all like, I found a way for cats to talk to spiders. Like the scene in Flowers for Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philly. It's a hilarious scene where Charlie thinks he's some genius who's gotten cats to talk to spiders. I'm like, I gotta recreate this. Like, name my laptop Cat and name the printer Spider so they can talk to each other.
Jeffrey Druso says he'll take the spider off my hands.
Jimmy knows I want it just to see how good it is.
Yeah. Now here's the thing with this one. This one I picked up. It was actually given to me by the 3D printing professor, and it was given to me under the understanding that I have to build it. So I need to take and build this thing. I'm going to do a live stream whenever I go to do it, and I plan on building that and then just see what kind of quality it is. See if it's actually. I have no clue. I've never seen a. Well, I take it back. I have seen a TiVo tarantula in real life, and that was at Jeff's house. Like I said, it was in the closet. But I've never seen a working one. So I'm really interested on seeing just exactly how this one goes together, make sure that, and see how it works out. After that, then I'll have to decide what I want to do with it. So,
I mean, I'll be honest. Part of me would say if the motion assembly is decent, I would love to take something like that because it's a lower price machine, pull off the print head, pull off the heated bed and all that stuff, stick a decently sized pew pew unit on it, and you just go pew 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 on a decently sized piece of material and pew pew cut a bunch of cool stuff.
True.
That'd be a really cool use for something like that though, because I know there's a lot of people who talk about doing that. And being it's a low cost motion platform effectively, and you have mostly electronics there, it's very easy to just change the firmware so it either turns the bed on and off, and through a relay, that's what's turning the pew pew unit on and off, as Jimmy likes to call it.
Pew pew.
Although the cool thing is you could actually use the cooling fans function, like for, cooling the print, to actually adjust the rate at which you're blowing smoke away from the cut. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be.
You could vary it, so if you don't need very much, you can just turn the fans down, but if you need a lot, you can crank it up.
I see we got Greg the Great in the house.
We're still waiting for Daniel and Uri to come in so Jimmy can do his whole little...
Do the little... Did you see that video? He put the part where I'm all talking about the chiseled chin.
That was epic. And that is why you don't leave Daniel Niore to himself in Sweden to come up with kick butt end of the year videos. I mean, that guy puts my end of the year video to shame. I'm just like, not cool, dude. Totally not cool. That was awesome.
Greg wants to know why Calvin has hair. Calvin has hair because we ran out of time to cut it.
End of story. And I'm not kidding you guys. It was literally, we had no time. We barely had time to catch our breath while we were out there, let alone make side trips for an hour. I mean, when I went to Home Depot to get a few things, Jimmy was getting gas. To give you guys an idea of how crunched for time we were. And that was a fast Home Depot trip. It was pretty much running, grab stuff, have a problem with self-checkout, go to a different machine and scoot.
Yeah, he's like, please don't ask for my ID. Please don't ask for my ID.
Oh, you're a California resident. Sorry, we can't sell you that. Dang it.
We never did make a run to any of the sporting goods shops, did we?
We drove by Bass Pro Shop.
I know. We drove right past it, and it's like, we just didn't have time. There's no way.
Jimmy, it's a good excuse to go out to Vegas again. Hint, hint.
I know. Either Vegas or Reno. Honestly, between the two, Vegas.
I've wanted to go up to the Reno area because I want to go to the Nevada State Rail Museum up there, but I'll get there eventually. I also want to go to the Trolley Museum out in, I think it's Suisun area, which is like middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, if you should have seen that then, because we went to that Bass Pro Shop there a few years ago, and it's a big one. It's nice.
I've been to the one in Destin, Florida, and it is big. I mean, It's like an attraction in and of itself.
The one there in Vegas, if I remember right, that one's got a casino built onto it. I think it's I forget the name of the casino. I want to say Silverton is the name of the casino there. And then they have a bar right off the side of it, and a restaurant, and great big fish tank, and King Random wants to know if you bought some bootleg glue.
No, I got some 2-butylone and some other stuff that starts with the X and ends with an E. Good stuff.
Cali is just as stupid as New York. Maybe stupider.
Okay, I will say after looking at the MSDS sheets for both of them, I can understand why they would be something that they would want, when I say a little tighter control over, just because of the fact that the first one, 2-butylone, is extremely flammable and extremely reactive with a lot of stuff, including oxidizers. So you want to be careful with that. The other one, on a scale of 0 to 100, it seems to rank right around acetone and ethyl acetate. And you probably wouldn't want to drink it, but at the same time, it's not as nasty as it seems. You know?
Both of the things that you got, there's nastier stuff at the Home Depot right here in Salinas than what either one of those is. It's just it's ridiculous what they pick and choose that they want to pick on. It's stupidity.
I know. Believe me, my environmental science instructor, if she's watching this, she could come on the show and do an hour-long rant about how everything that's about how our regulations to be environmentally friendly are so backwards. Things that shouldn't be regulated are, and vice versa. So, yeah, I'm totally with you on that one.
Well, it's just like with diesel engines. Okay, so in my case, I have an air compressor, and it's got an 80 horsepower John Deere diesel engine in it. Okay, the thing uses 2 gallons of diesel per hour. So why is it that the new, more efficient engines that they have use 5 gallons of diesel per hour? That doesn't sound more efficient to me.
No, efficiency would be it uses 2 gallons of diesel and puts out less crap into the air. Because let's think, to make the diesel, you got to put a bit of crap in the air to begin with. So,
right. So it's that lack of common sense that just kind of bugs me. You know, let's demonize this, but yet, oh, that's cool.
You know, the thing that always gets me is with MTBE, which was probably before my time. That's definitely a classic example of everybody read the pros and nobody read the cons, and ended up probably doing more damage from that one thing than just not even touching it in the first place and leaving gasoline alone would have ever created.
Yeah. Your dad's got it right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. So to give you guys an idea of what I was goofing around with earlier on the stream, this is, I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but this is the physical version of that really tiny tripod that I'm working on, that I can thank Jimmy and setting his shotgun mic on the plastic bin at Jeff's house for recording the stream with got me going, there's probably a better way to do that, Jimmy. You need a little mini tripod. So this is what I've been working on. It's literally a really tiny tripod. And then to give you guys an idea of the size, here's a action camera. And it would fit on there like that. So the reason why it's hollow inside is so you can fill it up with sand or another dense material to give it some weight. Then you glue the little lid on and you're good to go. So I'm going to be finishing that up. I wanted to try and do it for a Wednesday video, but there's just no way I'm going to do a Wednesday video this week, guys. So Saturday is when all the good stuff comes out again.
You're just running out of time for a Wednesday video?
running out of time, running out of steam. I got to take my mom to the airport tomorrow. I got to go to Home Depot and get more foam for the paddleboard, things like that. So there's just no way on earth I'm going to have time to film that, edit that, upload that, and get it out. I'm just like, there's no way.
I know.
It's also the first week of 2018, so I can get away with it. I mean, I
I'm
have
trying my best
probably
to figure
some.
out something for this weekend, and I'm at a loss at the moment. Yeah.
Seriously, I'm probably going to have this thing finished up by later tomorrow. I'll email you the files and feel free to use it. So,
Okay.
I mean, I don't think Jimmy has a shortage of sand lying around. Har har.
I got plenty of sand.
Yeah. No, but the concept, this one is pretty much in its infancy, but it's one of those things that I'd actually wanting to keep it as basic as I can, so that way other people can kind of add on to it as time goes on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but I do think it's a project that has a lot of potential because I find myself needing a little tripod to set my camera equipment on sometimes, and I don't have one, so something like that is like, sure.
Looks like Zipcord's happy that mom's coming home.
Yeah, things get a little bit lonely when it's just you for about 8 or 9 days, I think.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
What's this? Can we blow that up so you use it as a guide to cut your hair? That would be funny. The thing put over your head.
Well, the original one that I came up with was so big, it wouldn't have fit my Ultimaker's bed. That one could have worked. I mean, literally, the thing was like, when it was all scaled, that would have been like this big. I'm like, that's not a mini tripod. It's a giant tripod. Gosh darn it. But I just got to thinking, one thing that would be a cool add-on for this would be to make some little feet out of something squishy, like say Ninja Flex, that was rectangular on the bottom, but then it went into a rounded shape at the top. So you get very tiny contact point, but you also get the grip of that. Say you got to put it on an incline or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Bear with me, guys. Both me and Jimmy are seriously like running on energy fumes and then some right now.
Yeah, it's. I've been running out of gas about halfway through the day the last couple days. So, Mr. Carol Science says, put some magnets on it, and that way you can stick it to stuff.
It's a thought. I will say I made up some mounts for when I was going to Hostech that I forget if they got filmed or not. I know they got filmed, but I don't know if the video got released or not. But the way it worked was it was literally like a 1-inch at least neodymium magnet, 1 by 1/8 inch magnet that was encased inside of a 3D print. And the problem was because of that air gap between the magnet and the material, because I had like 1 or 2 layers of about 0.5 millimeter or so of ColorFab Engine Flex between the magnet and a steel part. The hold down force of the magnet was okay, but it wasn't as good as if it was touching it. So something like this, it's a good idea, but quite honestly, the magnets would do nothing other than just collect junk. So sadly, I know it's a great idea, but sadly in this application, it wouldn't work. But I do like the concept though. It definitely is a good one. It's just because of that air gap and stuff, it was like, no, it's not going to work. And I wanted to have everything enclosed so you could set it on a surface and have it be non-marring as well.
Yeah. So did you make any New Year's resolutions this year?
Not particularly. You guys did see the tweet that I put out pretty much asking people to just try and make the most of what they had. The idea mostly being that I don't want to seem like I'm not coming down on anybody in particular, so I'm not pointing any fingers, not trying to accuse anybody of anything or anything like that. But I kind of feel like a lot of people go, oh, I can't improve what I'm doing because I don't got the latest, greatest. Well, you know what, guys? Until one of my viewers was kind enough to donate for me to get a new laptop, I was editing all my footage on a Windows Vista computer with Pinnacle Studio 15 that my dad gave me. We're talking, it worked, but it was very hit and miss at times with editing, and I was still managing to get things out there. I still, to this day, shoot with my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. So I understand, things are not as easy for certain people, but I only say that to say that don't act like because you don't have the latest, greatest that you can't pull off good looking stuff. You can't, try and maximize things to the best of its potential and learn to work around its limitations. So that was kind of more like my hopeful resolution for people as a whole, was that they would try and, make the most of what they could and be striving to improve what they were doing whenever possible, within reason. Don't get OCD and go psycho over it, but at the same time, be realistic about it, but try and push yourself to do better with whatever you do. That was pretty much my hopeful resolution for the community as a whole.
So your resolution is for other people to do something.
And I'm just going to sit here with my smug face the rest of the year and be like,
okay, my New Year's resolution is that Calvin gets a haircut. Since that's the way it works.
No, okay. So I do have a resolution or a couple of them for the channel, but it's not so much like it's more like a hopeful goal, if you will, for the channel. It's more or less just to keep it growing, at whatever rate it ends up growing at. If it grows quickly or it goes slowly, that's just the way the channel is going to grow. Definitely try and get out more events and things like that. Try and do more awesome projects. And, that's kind of my thing, is just, it kind of ties back into the whole, doing better with what you do. It's pretty much just, looking at maybe new equipment whenever possible. Like I am looking at, when I eventually get my first AdSense payout, it's going to go right back into the channel, hopefully. I'm already looking at buying a Tascam like what Jimmy uses to record audio with, things like that. So that's kind of the way that I see it right now, if you know what I mean, is just little stuff to make things better as I go along. I was researching better internet, but at least in my neighborhood in San Francisco, there is nothing that can give me any kind of guarantee within my budget that will give me faster internet than what I currently have, which really, 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 because my dad will remember 6-8 years ago, my parents got Verizon Fios internet, and all I can get up here is cable DSL that uses the same crappy network that my DSL comes over. And I'm like, no, that's not an improvement. So, that sort of thing, if you know what I mean.
So Mr. Carol Science says, New Year's resolution, make videos and time lapses of my useful 3D prints, showing my students how to solve real life problems. That's a great one. King Random says, old cell phones are great for video. You can get a 48 megapixel camera for less than $60 a day, or $60 on eBay. Yeah, I up until a couple months ago, I was using nothing but cell phones, and then I finally got this, and so that kind of put that to rest.
Let me try and find it really fast.
Thank you very much, Eddie. And he just donated $5. You have earned it in dealing with the hair. Yeah, I need to go vacuum my car out.
So one of you guys, I don't know if you're watching the show right now, is asking if I still had the Hero 2. That's it right here. This camera, for all of its beat upness and dirtiness and everything like that, it recorded the whole time lapse of going from San Francisco to Salinas and didn't care. So this thing is pretty much what got the channel started and kept it going. I bought it way before I started the channel, but this is what started it, and then I upgraded to the other one. But to give you an idea, I have the Hero 2, I have the Hero 3, which is on the rig, and then I have 2 of these $50 action cameras that I use for like B-roll shots and time lapses and stuff. So I don't have a shortage of cameras, you know. It's more a shortage of time to do projects to film with.
King Random Beth says we had to smoke the dog in the back seat.
Funny, I sat in the front seat the whole time.
Oh, man. Oh, so bad.
You guys are horrible.
What was that?
I accidentally knocked over my soldering gun.
Is it open source?
No, Jimmy, this is not an open source soldering gun. It has 2 modes called on and on.
On low, on high.
Yeah, more like on high and then on low. It's a 140/100 watt closed source soldering iron. Deal with it.
Jeffrey says his surplus of camera.
My goal with having that many cameras is to have one camera that always lives up here to do time lapses of the Ultimaker and the Thingomatic, and have one camera that lives downstairs for shooting things with the CNC machines, the welder, and things like that. So pretty much the idea is to have, especially with the $50 cameras, having one camera per zone. So that way I'm not running around like a mad person trying to grab cameras. I know camera lives down there. I transfer the footage, that sort of thing. It makes my life easier.
Of course, no shaggy dog in the back seat. Dog, Beth. Sounds like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Heather wants to know where's the open source scissors.
There you go.
Okay, now just take it a little bit closer and go.
Oh man.
We had a little conversation the other day about open source. Everybody's pinning different names on everything now. Is that open source? Is that open source? It's like, oh my God.
Open source spatula, Jimmy.
Yeah, open source does not apply to tools.
I mean, I can understand if it is a community project. That is one thing, but even then, no. You can't make everything open source. I mean, it's like, oh, look, it's an open source aluminum Lego brick. It is not an open source. I feel like here's the problem with open source. It went from this cool idea to this thing that
catchphrase. It's a catchphrase.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the way that I kind of see the history of it. Started out as a great, well-intentioned idea. had its, heyday with some really good projects that are still ongoing, things like Linux and I think some other stuff like that. Then it just got abused the crap out of, and we're not going to even go there. Then it just became catchphrase, and it's in its dying days as a phrase. Does the concept die? No, I think it will live on, but it's kind of doing its fast life cycle, Did you see what Mr. Kale Science read? It's great.
Forget the hairy lion scared your head so we could print the hairy Calvins.
Jimmy still wants a hairy Daniel Niore, so he's first on the list.
I do. I want a hairy Daniel Niore. I want to get back here, Daniel. Get back here. He's trying to run away from me. I want to see a cone with the hair going out to it, and I want to see where the hair goes out from the beard going out to the.
He wants to style him with like a sweet goatee or something like that.
I'm just trying to figure out how we can make it kind of curly and everything. Daniel's going to kill me.
Yes, we just walked in on chat. Oh, yeah, dude, who's going to kill me? Oh,
How you doing, Daniel? He's like, did I hear my name?
You always hear your name. Welcome to the Calvin and Jimmy Show, where we just talk about Daniel Niore all day. We love Daniel. He's so odd. Oh, hi, Daniel. How's it in Sweden right now? Oh, that's great.
Daniel, did you watch the live stream from Vegas where I grabbed your head off of Jeff's shelf and was petting it?
I'm sitting there trying to be good and stare at the camera, and then my eyes kind of go, what's Jimmy? Jimmy? Oh, no, you're not. Oh, boy. Bad Jimmy. So my dad's saying open source equals help yourself to anything in the fridge.
That's exactly right. I was looking up here. Where did I see that about the open source, the Oreo one?
So Eddie was saying actually open source is very much alive and becoming more relevant to enterprise businesses, but in 3D printing it might be dying. I think he might be right there, because there's definitely, you're starting to notice companies are realizing that there is an advantage to making certain parts of things open for people to work on, because then you kind of get like that cloud working style of things, a little bit like the folding at home with cancer research. If they tried to do it with their own supercomputer, it'd be cost ineffective. But by having everybody giving up their spare bandwidth, giving up their spare CPU cycles to work on it, oh my gosh, even if like 1,000 people did it, they could probably get more computing power from that than they could if they tried to invest all their money into a supercomputer on site to do it. So there's pros and cons, but it's like anything, you got to weigh them, out with each other all the time.
Daniel says he thinks he needs a 3D scan of Jimmy on the shelf. That's bad.
He just wants to walk around. Yeah, he needs a scan of Calvin and Jimmy.
He wants a deal of Jimmy so he can take a knife and go.
And he wants a Calvin so he can pull him up way high in the air and just drop him without a parachute from his drone.
That'd be funny. Okay, so Jeffrey Druso says he's working on some source code for a project that he has, and he's going to call it the Chocolate Oreo firmware. That's cool.
That is really cool. So my dad said, I just described a render farm for video editing. Yeah, that's kind of the concept. The folding at home thing, though, is a whole bunch of people downloading software and doing it on their computer. So yeah, in a way, it is like a rendering farm using a bunch of people who have using up the spare cycles in their computer to do it. It's pretty cool. And it's especially personal for Jimmy because when was it when your mom got sick again? You started to run it, and you still are doing it to this day. You said.
Oh, on that folding at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have it on my cell phones, and I have it where anytime it's plugged in and the battery hits 100%, it starts working. And oh, fiddle! This cell phone is right at a year old now, and this particular cell phone. Let's see if I can find it here. There we go. See if I can bring up how much has been done on it.
I did it for a while on one of my computers, and then I forget which one it was, but it was the computer itself. It's not because of the program was getting so slow, but I definitely need to look into downloading it again so I can run it on the laptop when it's just, say, doing like a video upload or something, and it's just sitting there idle or things like that, because this thing could seriously pump out some serious stuff.
I don't know if you can see that right there. How many hours?
2,721 hours contributed so far.
Yeah, that's in 1 year, just from while it's charging.
When you consider how much idle time your phone has sitting there charging, especially if it's through the night, when you're not using it for anything other than the alarm clock, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I see we have Chris in the house. How you doing, my friend?
So before we go any further, I should probably mention that I've decided what I'm going to do for the giveaway on my channel. So I'm going to rail that off real quick.
Go for it.
So what I thought about on the ride back was it would make sense to do a small giveaway for hitting 1,000 subs, courtesy of 3D Maker Noob and everybody else over the time that I've had my channel who have helped shout me out. Huge one to Maker Noob, though, for really pushing it up there. I'm sadly starting to see the dip down again afterwards, but you know what? My attitude is if you really didn't like my channel, then why did you subscribe in the first place? But
Well, it's
not here to judge people.
for the giveaway.
I know. I'll put it this way, though. It's a lot to remember, like, which channels you subscribe to for a giveaway like a week later. But then again, I have a lot of subs, so whatever. Doesn't matter. It's, you know, that whole thing. But what I was thinking is for the 1K of doing a custom titanium, make it with Calvin coin that's engraved on there, do a video about how I'm going to pull that off, give one of those away, and then some swag like some stickers and maybe a couple of maker coins. Make it small, but for the 5K, which is hopefully going to be a little ways out, I'm actually going to ask a couple of companies if they'd be willing to donate stuff, so that way I can make it more substantial, if you will, because 5K is, you know, it's a milestone. So then after that, I really don't know what I'm going to do. But I figured that was kind of what I was thinking, was just make it small, but make it something to say thanks to everybody who subscribed. You know, because it means a lot, especially for me who's been small for so long and is still pretty small. It's, you know, it's cool to know that people out there do care, you know.
Jeffrey says we subscribe to your faces because you're awesome. Thank you very much, Jeffrey.
Thank you. Trust me, I'm not going to name any names, but with the recent YouTube controversy regarding a certain YouTuber who, in my opinion, should not be on the platform, especially considering what just happened, I feel like it's up to people like us to show that YouTube has people who genuinely care, and there are some very awesome people out there. People like Jimmy, Daniel, Chris, Jeff, Joel, Joe, Chuck, you know, the list goes on. I could sit here forever racking my brain for awesome people. I'm not saying that any one of them is more awesome than another. I'm just saying that there are some very genuinely nice, awesome people out there that sadly don't get the airtime they deserve because somebody has to go out and shoot a really disrespectful video and then it blows up on their already crappy, you know, that sort of thing. So, but I feel like it's people like us who really show that YouTube is still got some good people in it, if you know what I mean.
Practical praying, genuine caring. What you talk about, Willis?
I think we just proved what genuine caring was by sitting in a car for almost 24 hours to go to the last Print 3D show. You know.
King Random says he has 3 subscribers. Let's see. King Randoms want to know how many G-Tech printers am I giving away? Actually, it's interesting that you're mentioning that because I actually am working with them right now to do a giveaway at the end of the month. And it's for a printer that I believe they already introduced it, but they're going to be rolling it out more so toward the end of the month. And I'll get into that one a little bit later. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing definitely doing a giveaway coming up.
Yeah, Jimmy definitely, you know, he's using that YouTube clout that he said he didn't have in the very first Calvin and Jimmy show to get some printers to give away. Remember that? And you're all like, I don't have any YouTube clout. Da, 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 da. Well, hey, G-Tech.
It's really change over time. It's not really clout, but
you know what I mean? I still love that when you're like, well, you've gotten free stuff. Wait, what'd you get? Just a free flex play for the Thingomatic at the time before I guess was gracious enough to donate all the bushings for the Thingomatic and some other swag as well. You know.
Let's see.
Jeffrey's asking, Jimmy, are you going to give stickers away?
Actually, I need to. I actually have a few stickers. In this in the video description, I'll put it in there with the mailing address. Mail me a stamp, a self-addressed stamp envelope, and I'll send you a sticker. I got like 5 of them left, I think. Try to think where I have them here. Hang on. In fact, I need to talk to Curtis to see about getting more.
So while you're doing that, Jack commented, love with you guys' content. Would love to hear more stories from Calvin's dad. The workshop tour was great. Oh, thanks, man. Literally, that video, to give you guys an idea, was not planned. My dad was all working on stuff, and he's all like, hey, let's give everybody a tour of the workshop. And I'm like, okay, fine, camera's rolling, that's cool. You know, not thinking much of it. And then, you know, we filmed it, and I'm like, okay, that's great. Thinking like, okay, I edited it. I really don't know if anybody's going to want to watch it. And then I went back and watched it a couple months later, and I'm like, you know what? That's actually kind of a cool lost episode right there. It's worth putting up there, and, you know, if people don't like it, that's cool. But then I figured if people do like it, next time I'm down there, we can shoot some more stuff, because my dad has done some pretty crazy things that are worthy of their own episodes in their own right, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I do have some stickers left over right there. These are made by Lucky 13 Vinyl, Curtis, and I've got, I believe, 7 of them left.
They're saying she doesn't have a sticker from either one of us.
What?
We need to fix that.
Yeah,
we need to fix
that. We definitely need to. I'll get her address later on. We'll go ahead and we'll send her our stickers.
We'll send her a little care package.
Yes.
I wish I had more stickers on hand, or I'd be like, okay, first 20 people that DM me their address, I'll send you free stickers. I don't have that many, but I might do that as part of the giveaway, is kind of just be like, the first X number of people that, message me their address will get stickers, that sort of thing, which would be cool. But I'm also going to work on, I have an Etsy store. I am going to work on adding stickers in there if you guys want to buy stickers and support the channel at the same time. So I need to work on that as well.
King Random, will that give my 3D printer better prints, like 25 horsepower when you put a sticker on your car? It might cause more errors, though. Oh, man. Yeah, Practical Printing was talking about he doesn't have a JST sticker. I have to talk to Curtis about that and see if there's a way he can make stickers from that. I bet you he can. I'll talk to him about it.
The megaphone one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I still love the megaphone copper coin that I made for you and for Chris. Those are some of my favorites, and then Jeff's copper inlay on the trophy as well are probably my 3 favorites, even though I didn't design the one for Chris, and I couldn't get Inkscape to properly trace Jeff's logo, so I just went into Fusion and tried to duplicate it as best as I could with text, but it worked and it looked good. So
yeah, I got a idea, by the way. I've been meaning to talk to you about it. I might as well talk to you about it now. I'm not going to go into details of what I'm thinking about doing, but can you send me his logo so it would fit on that laser engraver?
Yeah, just give me the specs for it, and I can try and do that.
Did you still have that program on your computer?
Which one? The
one for the laser engraver?
Yeah.
If because I want to take and max out the entire build size of that, the print size of that. Because I got an idea.
Ooh.
When we hang up from here, I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
Okay, that sounds good to me. I'm always down for great ideas that involve pew pew.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of pew pew.
So Chris is
it's
saying
gonna be awesome pew pewness.
So Chris is saying Jimmy hasn't shown the coin yet. Well, that's in the other building.
Oh yeah, I should go get it, but it's gonna take me like a couple minutes to go grab it. On the next stream, we'll do it.
On the next stream. Yeah, I'm not that I'm trying to beat my own drum here, but I am trying to work on, in the new year, setting up a little store where you guys can go and pick up for a fair price. Don't worry, I'm not going to gouge you guys. Swag stuff like keychains, stickers, things like that from the show. So you guys can have a little something and support the channel. And then I'm also going to look into offering as a service. It won't be cheap, though. I'm going to warn you guys now. But if you wanted your logo machined into a piece of copper or a piece of aluminum, like what I did for Jimmy and Chris and Jeff, I'll be offering that as well. So that way, if you guys want something really unique, you can have that as well. But it's just because of the time and effort involved to pull it off. The things that I'm looking into doing is offering some services as well for people who want some unique stuff. So we'll see where it goes.
Jeffrey says gouge us. We are used to it.
Okay, do you want a $20 keychain that really only costs like $1 to make and send? Sure. Mind you, I'm using hypothetical numbers there.
Oh, man. Yeah, I need to talk to Curtis to see if I get some more of these stickers made up.
I need to talk to him and get some more stickers made up for myself as well. Maybe if we go up when you drop the printer off, we can sweet talk him into it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Oh yeah.
What I'm going to do is if I can have him do the new logo, I think that would be cool.
I think it would be too. It'd almost be interesting to have it. It's in negative, so it's all the text, but then everything is cut out.
Yeah, it's just that there's a certain way that he's got to do it. Otherwise, it turns into an ordeal printing with or cutting out the vinyl. So I'll find out from him what's the easiest way of doing it.
Fair enough. That's why I like mine, because it's big and it's simple and all that stuff.
The new logo is whenever you watch my videos at the very beginning, the intro for my videos where it has the megaphone. That was the one that Chris from Practical Printing designed. I had a competition and his won the competition, so that's the logo that I'm using. So I want to get some stickers eventually made up to reflect that.
It's pretty cool, I got to admit, but yeah, I'm like fading fast here. Sorry.
I know. I am too. I'll be honest with you. That's why there's been lots of pauses tonight. It's like, what do I say next?
Literally, I was like zoning out, getting kind of dizzy there for a second. Like, am I falling asleep? Oh shoot.
Oh, we have been going for over an hour.
Yeah, and it's been crazy. I pretty much got home, went to bed for a little bit, and I've just been like working on stuff nonstop, non-show related. I'm just like, oh, I need a break.
Well, you want to go ahead and call it then?
I think we should go ahead and call it. I am zonked.
Well, thank you guys very much for joining us tonight. Thank you very much for putting up with us just rambling. We normally would have a set topic, and tonight we just honestly we're both toasted, so we just didn't have one. We just made them want to get on here and visit and talk about stuff and things and all that, and we did. But thank you very much for joining us. And next week we'll be on Calvin's channel.
Yeah, we'll be on mine. Talking stuff and things as always.
Stuff, things, and things like that. But thank you very much, everybody, for joining. And we will see you next week over on his channel. Have a good one. Say bye, Calvin.
Bye.